Hello, I'm Rich Carville, retired faculty member at Arkansas State University and former chair of the Department of Radio TV. Welcome again to this series of conversations with members of the Jonesboro City Council as we review 2013 and look forward to the new year as well. Our guest in this segment is Alderman Vance. Alderman Vance, glad to
Thank you for
visit with you.
Thank you for inviting me in.
You represent Ward 1.
I am
Ward
1.
What are the geographical areas?
Ward 1, Position 2 is my position on the council, and it's in general the west part of town. It's actually west of Southwest Drive and comes on over into across the bypass into the Flint Street over to, I believe it goes over close to Huntington, but that general vicinity, some of the older part of West Jonesboro, and then the area behind Paula Drive and in there off Parker Road and that area.
How many years have you served on the city council?
I'm starting my 6th year this time. I served 4 years in the 90s.
So a total of 10 years.
Total of 10 years,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Well, let's look back at 2013
All right.
and what the city was able to accomplish during that year. What do you see as the top 3 or 4 accomplishments?
Well, most of our accomplishments, with some exceptions, most of our accomplishments has been the continual improvements to our traffic flow, continual improvements to our public safety, our police department and fire department. We've added additional fire stations in the last 2 or 3 years and we'll be continuing that in the future. But public safety has been improved. Our police department has been improving for the last several years, and I think that is a huge accomplishment. We've also opened up some new facilities for the city the last couple of years, one of which is the downtown, the old mercantile building, which now is the administration building and houses the majority of our department heads, everyone except for police, fire, and public service.
But you've got a new place for police.
I'm sorry, we got a new place for police coming up. And so we're improving our facilities. Something that needed to be done bad, we have been occupying some older buildings that we've renovated in the past, and they served their purposes, and we needed to move on to bigger things.
Bringing everything together is a big help for citizens, it seems to me, because that's kind of one-stop shopping.
It is one-stop shopping. You can come here and buy a building permit. You can come here and buy a privilege license. You can come and see the mayor. The planning, the engineering, everything is right here for one-stop shopping is exactly right.
And I think there's a new fire station that's nearing completion.
There's a new fire station nearing completion and another one on the books to start. And so we, and
where will that new one be located?
The newest one will be on Neely Road.
Okay.
It's out near the water tower at the corner of Neely Lane and Neely Road. It's about 2 blocks east of Wood Springs Road.
That'll give much better fire coverage for those folks.
That will give a lot better fire. That one should be the last one in this phase, which will give us our continual coverage over the complete city.
That affects the fire insurance premiums that folks pay,
It
right?
does. We've had to do this in order to keep our fire rating, our ISO rating, and have managed to do so, and we're very proud of that.
Good, good. Well, let's look forward to 2014. What do you see as what the city needs to do in the new year?
Well, again, we're going to be opening sometime in 2014. We're going to be opening the new fire station. We're going to be opening the new police station out on Caraway Road, which is going to be a big help. But I think continual work on our public safety to continue to make Jonesboro safer and to give people the feel that they are safe, so they feel they can go out and shop and be around town and not feel that it is unsafe. That's a big thing that we need to continue to improve, and we are, in fact, doing that. The other things we've got to continue on we have to continue on with our traffic, improving our traffic every chance we get. We are a growing city and our traffic continues. As you and I were visiting earlier, we've got areas of town where it's almost difficult, if not impossible, to enter the main highways, and we locals learn to take a couple right turns in order to make a left turn, or a couple left turns in order to make a right turn. But people from out of town that are visiting us and spending their money here, they don't have that luxury of knowing how to do that. So we need to continue to do that. We need to continue improving our drainage system to keep reducing the amount of flooding. We've made great strides in that the last several years, and hope that we can continue with that. Beyond that, just making Jonesboro the type of community it needs to be to continue with our economic development, both retail, service, and industrial.
Well, there are two areas that come to mind as we talk about development, and that's the development along Highway 49 North,
Yes, sir.
Where the new NEA Baptist Hospital is, and also the continuing development in downtown Jonesboro. So let's talk about those two. I know we've had a study that's been done with some suggestions for how further to develop the downtown area. What do we need to do?
Well, just continue to make Jonesboro a good place to live. That's the main thing, and that goes back to our public safety, and make it a community that businesses like to belong to. And we are, and I'm noticing not only just Stadium Boulevard, East Johnson, Main Street, but I'm seeing a resurgence in some areas such as Caraway Road. We have the new Kroger coming on Caraway Road.
Where the old Indian Mall
Where the old Indian Mall was. We're seeing redevelopment and upgrading of facilities along Southwest Drive. So everything, I mean, we've got a lot of economic development going along on Stadium, like the old fairgrounds, and over at the old NEA Hospital where we have Longhorn and Red Lobster. We've got all those. We've got all the new restaurants out near the new hospital. But again, we're seeing some resurgence within some existing areas, which I think is very important. We made that mistake several years ago when Indian Mall was first built, and everybody might not remember that, but we just more or less killed our downtown when we opened Indian Mall, and it's taken all these years to recoup from that and get the downtown in the right direction. But now that the mall has ceased, the Indian Mall ceased to be, and those activities have moved on over to the new mall at Turtle Creek, we're not seeing Caraway die like the downtown did, and I think that speaks well of our city.
Well, downtown, you've got a different kind of downtown. Instead of having the brand name stores down here, we've got an entertainment district. We've got a lot of local restaurants.
We got a lot of local restaurants. It's an entertainment strip, and then we do have some local retail and professionals, and that's important mix, because otherwise your restaurants would be night-only restaurants. We've still got the courthouse downtown. We've got the city and the county administration facilities in the downtown area. So we need to have enough people, attorneys, other professionals, again, the small local retails. We've got some good retails. As a matter of fact, one of them is, I don't know how many he's got open now, but I think 6 or 8 that actually started very small in the downtown, and it's 2 buildings downtown now, and he's in the mall of Turtle Creek, and again in several other locations. So we're creating activities in our downtown area that seems to be spreading to other areas in the community also.
One, I guess, long-time problem, and this has been mentioned in some consultant reports, and that's the North Jonesboro area. What can the city do to help that area develop?
Well, the city has been pushing for some incentives, some CBDG money for the North Jonesboro area. They have encouraged development. We have the corner now of Main and Johnson, the northeast corner of Main and Johnson, that they're actually demolishing the old buildings there. And my understanding is that maybe Bill's Fresh Market is going to build a new facility there and close the current one they have on Fisher Street, which is a very old building. But we're seeing that kind of development. We're also seeing the city is in the process of obtaining the old Frolic Footwear building and going to apply for funds to possibly clean that up as a brownfield site and have it ready for some development there. There are several. There's a North Jonesboro Initiative committee that's working very diligently to improve the economic development along North Main and North Church.
Acquiring and closing and cleaning up the old Frolic plant would allow for development of Aggie and some sort of connection between ASU and downtown.
And the downtown area, and that's exactly what's in mind to kind of blend the whole community together. ASU is a big part of the Jonesboro community, and to blend the whole community together is the goal of the ones that are in the economic development of Jonesboro.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned drainage, something that went really unaddressed for many, many, many years. Do we have a handle on it now?
We have a handle on what it's going to take to make it work.
Mm-hmm. Not there yet.
We're not there yet, and it's going to be a long-term process. As you can see, as you go around town and look at developments, you can, some of the real obvious ones are at Sam's, on the south side of Sam's, actually in the front and to the west of the new hospital on Johnson. But the city now has stormwater ordinances that require certain things to be done in order to fit with the community. So a new development has to put in stormwater retention in order to keep the runoff no more than the runoff was before the development ever started.
Because when you pave a big parking lot, that water's got to go someplace.
Well, you know, basically what you do on a greenfield site, where a site has no buildings, no improvements, you've got a factor that you use that's grass. And grass, the water runs off slower on grass than it does on a rooftop or asphalt. So that's how you calculate. There's a numerical factor that's used for each of the different surfaces. And so you have to retain enough water to keep that flow at what it should be.
Currently, Jonesboro elects aldermen from the different wards, but they are elected by the entire city.
Correct.
Is that something that's okay, or would you like to see that changed?
I have had a lot of thoughts about that, and I really think that our system works the way it is. And I've been involved in politics in Jonesboro for several years, and I can't remember over one or two, if that many, where the person running in that ward didn't at least get the majority in his ward, and the one that won got the majority in his ward. So, you know, that's, if you look at it historically, I don't know that we would have ever, if you'd have been elected by wards, where you would have ever had anyone different in office. But if you do, then that would be the time to look at it. Our community is somewhat different. Our community is not, or at least in my opinion and what I feel, our community is not a divided community. And so I don't see that would really benefit the city at this time. It would be somewhat of an expensive thing to do, and it would be a difficult thing. And I think it would take people to learn a new system that we have now.
Alderman Gene Vance, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate it.
I'm Rich Carville.